Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Why is Erdogan meeting with the president of the Zionist occupation state in Palestine that kills children, that bombs civilians and has the entire Palestinian population in an open-air prison camp? Does Erdogan have a cunning plan? Let's take a look. Now, to some Muslims, this is rather confusing. On the one hand, Erdogan openly criticizes the Zionist occupation, calling the state a terrorist state. But on the other hand, he goes and helps them. So when they had forest fires a few years ago, he sends Turkish planes and helicopters to save the lives of settlers who occupy Palestine from forest fires. He calls the Zionists a terrorist state, but he has a multi-billion-dollar trade deal with the Zionists. So let's shine a bit of light onto this to try and make sense of why Erdogan behaves in the way he does. Now, those who support Erdogan will say in his defense that the relationship with the Zionist state predates his premiership and there's not a lot he can do about it. And they also say that there are secularist Kemalists in Turkey that are looking to oust him, so he can't do what he wants to do, he needs to tread carefully. Is this true? Not really, because Erdogan can do what he wants to do. So in 2010, when the Zionists attacked the Turkish ship the Marmaris and killed Turkish civilians, he broke diplomatic ties with the occupiers. Then again, in 2018, when there was a demonstration in Gaza and many civilians were killed, again, Erdogan broke diplomatic ties with the Zionist state. So this claim doesn't really stand up to scrutiny. What about the second claim, that there are Kemalists that are looking to oust him and he needs to tread carefully? This again is not true. When there was a coup attempt against Erdogan, the Turkish government passed a 3-month state of emergency. However, Erdogan kept it enforced for 2 years. This is not the act of a man who has his hands tied. He also arrested 200,000 people. Again, a man with his hands tied cannot do that. And he purged the military and the judiciary of his opponents. These are clearly not the actions of a man who has his hands tied. So the claims that he is not powerful are not true. He is powerful and he can act against his opponents, but he doesn't act against the Zionist state. So why is this? The politics of Erdogan are not defined by Islam. Rather, they are defined by capitalism. And he believes that this is the way to achieve progress and security for Turkey. He uses Islam to get into power because Islam dominates the lives of the millions of Muslims that live in Turkey. So he uses them to get into power so he can help the business elite when he gets into power. Hence, his relation with the Zionist state is not because of Islam, but is because of trade. He has a $4.7 billion trade with the Zionist occupiers. And for all the fiery talk and speeches he gives, the trade remains unaffected. So Erdogan acts in the Turkish national interest and he doesn't act in the interest of Palestinians. Just like Imran Khan, when he went to China and he said, the Uyghurs are not my problem. He doesn't act in the interest of the Uyghurs, he acts in the national interest of Pakistan. And this, the national interest, is the problem. So why is this? The politics of Erdogan are not defined by Islam. Rather, they are defined by capitalism. Our rulers like Erdogan accept the Western-led world order, their rules and their institutions that define the world as it is today. And they think by following this, they will achieve progress and success for their countries. But not only does this maintain the Western hegemony in our land, it brings disunity and humiliation for the Ummah. For example, when Turkey went into Syria to supposedly help the rebels, Erdogan used the rebels to fight the Kurds for the Turkish interest, allowing the Syrians to recapture territory that the rebels had freed. With regards to Armenia, Turkey refuses to have relations with Armenia because of their dispute with Azerbaijan. However, when America wanted to have influence in Armenia, they got Turkey to sign an agreement with Armenia behind the backs of Azerbaijan, and they did that. However, Russia tore that up, seeing that America was trying to encroach in his sphere. So what did America do? America then motivated Azerbaijan to attack Armenia. What did Turkey do? Turkey now switched sides again and sided with Azerbaijan. So not only does Erdogan claim to act in the national interest, he also upholds the Western-led world order by acting in the geopolitical interests of America. The problem with Erdogan and the other Muslim rulers is that they willingly uphold the Western-led world order to the detriment of the Muslim Ummah. So the secular capitalistic nation states that they preside over are not based on Islam, they are based on Western values. The relations between the states are not based on Islam, they are based on Western values. And the whole concept of a nation state is alien to Islam and is based in the Western value system. And it's this which maintains their hegemony and maintains the division of the Muslim Ummah. Now with the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, we can clearly see what the Western civilization is about. Those values that they claim to cherish and they weaponize against the Muslims about freedom and human rights and the rule of law, they lie in waste. The hypocrisy, the double standards and the propaganda have exposed what they are really about. Our problem is that the rulers in our lands actually believe in this system. They believe in these values and they believe in the Western institutions. However, the Muslim Ummah no longer believe that. The last 100 years has not only been the most murderous and violent 100 years in human history, but is 100 years which has seen the absence of the Islamic political order on the world. So in the absence of the Khilafah state, it is a responsibility and a duty on us to bring back the Khilafah state, to reunify the Muslim world and to remove these mutant capitalist system that has caused so much problem, not just in the Muslim world, but across the globe. We are the Ummatun Wasat, we are the just and balanced nation, and we have been appointed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as the caretakers of this planet. It is our responsibility to bring back a balance to this world. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.